Taken by Mark Logan, the former Miami Dolphin, and he brings it back to the 32-yard line. Steve Young, the top-rated quarterback in the National Football League coming in, has had an incredibly fine year. Wallace, McIntyre, Sapolo, Foster, Barton, a veteran, solid line in front of him. Rathman and rookie Amp Lee. Ricky Waters, having a sensational season, is not in uniform. Bruised shoulder. Taylor and Rice on the outside. Brent Jones, the tight end, and Mike Sherrard when they go to the 3 wide. Outside, Rice continues his consecutive string, catching a pass. He says set the San Francisco record earlier this year.
Dick, already you can see that this stadium is very low, is always damp, and watch Steve Young when he separates from the center. One, Sapolo steps on his right foot. It was not really the field, but I have a sod squad here, and you can see how much dirt he's kicking up here.
The field was covered through the night, so only the rain from about 10 o'clock on has hit the field. On second down and 8, Young out of the backfield, and it's Amp Lee getting a chance and close to a first down, out of bounds at the 42-yard line. J.B. Brown on the coverage, and here are the Dolphins starters: Cross, Klingbeil, and the rookie from Georgia Tech, Coleman. David Griggs having a solid year. Grimsley good against the run. Offerdahl returns. That's good news for Dolphin fans. Cox has had a very good year. Back 4, Troy Vincent, the rookie from Wisconsin, J.B. Brown, Hobley, and Oliver. Terry Glenn and Stephen Braggs come in as the nickel and dime defensive backs, and that's where Don Shula's team is hurting. They've lost their backup DBs in the last couple of weeks, and there's Rice on a reverse. Dragged down, but not until he has a first down at the Miami 48. 10 yards for the magnificent one.
Who is on short yardage offense. This guy has not just catch the ball deep down the field. Jerry Rice, an excellent blocking wide receiver. That's why he's in there, and can also carry the ball. And it's Troy Vincent on the tackle, and this guy will surprise you with what he does on a football field.
Rice has 5 touchdowns other than those that he's caught. 105, moving up on the ranks, and all of the men in front of him, Hall of Famers that are running backs. And a crushing tackle by Brian Cox on rookie Amp Lee. John Offerdahl.
Inactive 5 of the last 6 weeks. The 1 week he played, 56, middle linebacker. The 1 week he played, he only played part of a quarter. That abdominal pull still bothering him. He said, look, with the situation we're in and facing the #1 rushing team in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers, I have to play.
He's not been healthy since the 4th game of the year against Buffalo, and you can see the effect. Stopping the run, Miami, much more difficulty without his presence. Although the average for the Dolphins, pleasing Don Shula, well under 4. Young on a strike to Odessa. John Taylor make it. And J.B. Brown with a tackle. It's another 49er first down.
Dick, I think in this weather, it favors the San Francisco 49ers style of throwing the football. They run very simple patterns, and they always have the outlet. Defenses always have to think that they're at the disadvantage when the footing is bad and when the rain is pelting them, because the offense knows where it's going. So you're going to see very soft coverage by both defenses.
Broken leg, of course, costing Taylor many games this year, accounting for only 16 catches coming in. Amp Lee, the rookie from Florida State, to the 26-yard line. Lee, 5'11" and 200 pounds, and has just 101 yards on the year.
They could certainly use Ricky Waters in this offense. Let's watch Offerdahl. You can tell by how he separates or gets that burst. No, still not healthy. Offerdahl would get to that tackle 99 times out of 100 when healthy, but he's playing on grit. He knows that there's something that he adds to this defense psychologically.
Our computer threw out the AL on abdominal. His injury, a very deep, low abdominal pull. Young floats it and incomplete. Intended out in the flats at tight end, Brent Jones. And the passes in the warm-up, much like that one. When the quarterback's thrown toward the sidelines, you can't tell where the ball's going.
One of the dangers you have in playing in Candlestick, too, is that there are flags on the goalpost that indicate which way the wind is going. But at the top of the stadium, it's the exact opposite end. San Francisco does not work out here. They just play here. So this is one of the trickiest stadiums to throw in, catch in, punt in.
Play baseball in.
Play baseball in.
The bonds market is up $43 million at the San Francisco Stock Exchange. The throw knocked away, and a good play by J.B. Brown. Intended for John Taylor. And on comes the 49ers, and Kofor will try a field goal.
The 49ers like to run these little picks. Rice goes in motion. Troy Vincent on him. And he told us he likes playing big receivers, Vincent did. He likes to get his hands on him. And that was a shoulder pad full in Vincent's hand there.
Mike Kofor, whose longest this year, 45 yards, as you can see. This one will be 44. Very difficult. You're going to have a leg today. And he slices it to the right. And I'm not sure it had the depth anyway. Fans not at all happy with Kofor's work on the season anyway. They felt he cost them the Buffalo game earlier in the year. Timeout, 10:43 left in the first.
So, I see you changed your mind, huh?
Well, the Camry was nice. And then I drove this.
Yeah?
Mileage is better.
Really?
And with the power, I'm telling you, it's like a sports car with room for the kids.
Probably set you back, huh?
About 3,000 less than the Camry.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Well, what is it?
The new Grand Am. It's a Pontiac.
Really?
It really looks nice.
Just try Black & Decker's Power Driver with torque control. You'll notice one major difference, the clutch. The higher the setting, the more powerful it gets. Power Driver and Power Driver with torque control from Black & Decker.
Join us during McDonald's Holiday Film Festival, featuring the American epic Dances with Wolves, the original full-length video, only $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
This might look like a typical light beer, and some typical skiers enjoying a typical day on the slopes. But this is no typical run.
Well, I know you're all bubbling with excitement. Any questions?
And this doesn't taste like a typical light beer, because this is cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft Light. So there's nothing typical about it.
Well, the 49ers take the ball 9 plays, fail on the 44-yard field goal, and Miami has the ball for the first time. Webb, Sims, Ulenek back in after an injury. Galbraith and Dennis, the forward wall. Marino protected like fine crystal most of his career, but in the last 3 games sacked 13 times. Bobby Humphrey makes his first start. Tony Page, the blocker. Duper, Clayton, and Jackson joined by Tony Martin when they go to the 3 wide. Humphrey smothered after a couple of yards. He's averaging 5.3 a carry, the best of the Dolphins, and he's their leading receiver with 42 catches. Pierce Holt. They're talking Pro Bowl Holt. Washington replaces Michael Carter. Kevin Fagan, always underrated, on the other side. Harris, 11 sacks. DeLong and Walter, tough against the run. Bill Romanowski will be asked to cover. Eric Davis and Don Griffin at the corners. Whitmore and the rookie from Washington, Hall, at safety. Hanks and Gass come in the dime. It's that back line of the defense of the 49ers that worries fans and Coach George Seifert. Almost deflected into Romanowski's hands as Humphrey unable to hang on. Romanowski, who grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, as a Miami Dolphin fan, he said, "Oh, did I hurt when they lost to the 49ers?"
He's got the coverage here on Humphrey out of the backfield. You see both of these teams going with relatively short patterns. Just a little 6, 7, 8 yard out. That ball should have been caught. Now, Humphrey is a very important part of the passing offense of the Miami Dolphins, and he's going to be in here now on the special package, but he's also going to carry the ball a lot. Interesting to see what an effect it'll have on him.
3rd down and 8. Over the middle, complete. Mark Duper, and it's a 1st down at the 39-yard line. Dana Hall, the tackler, 12 yards on the play.
Boy, Dick, that is the beauty of Dan Marino. He reads it perfectly, a good blitz, and hits the isolated receiver.
And we welcome those of you who have seen the Cleveland Browns at home defeat their intrastate rival Bengals 37-21. No score here. 49ers took the kickoff, marched into Miami territory, missed on a 44-yard field goal, and now it's Dan Marino with his first down at the Dolphin 40-yard line. 9:18 remaining in the opening quarter. Raining and cold and windy in San Francisco, and a flag goes down.
I think they got the offense there coming out of their stance.
Ball start. Number 74 on the offense, tries with a snap. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Mark Dennis with his eye on Tim Harris. Mark Kukar, check that. Bernie Kukar is our referee today. Don Shula going for his 315th win, and his team's traditionally through the years the least penalized. Down the middle, wide open is Keith Jackson, and Jackson laterals to Duper, and Duper to the 40-yard line. Very close to an illegal forward pass, a ball that was barely a lateral. 25 on the play.
Got to be encouraging for Miami Dolphin fans. Last week, Keith Jackson, no catches. And this time, they figured out a little bit of a protection plan that allows Keith Jackson to get out. He's trying to make a big play here. Laterals to Duper. Duper is shocked.
He thought he was,
does hang on.
Said, hey, is that Deion Sanders on my team? Bobby Humphrey just back to the line of scrimmage against the team #1 in stopping the run this year, the 49ers. Let's go back to the end of the Jackson lateral to Duper.
And see if we can pick up whether it's in fact, a lateral, or was it thrown forward? You got to admire Jackson trying to make the big play. Well, I don't know. Miami maintains possession, makes the 1st down, drive stays alive.
2nd and 10. Tony Page out on the wing to the right. Reno goes to Page, complete at the 35, a pickup of 5. Dana Hall makes the stop.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about the Miami Dolphins, that their 2 leading receivers are Bobby Humphrey and Tony Page, when historically this team has been led by magnificent outside receivers.
Last year, Clayton and Duper sharing the honors with 70. Page had a good year, but this year, Humphrey picked up from the Broncos for Sandy Smith, and Page 1 and 2. Duper in 3rd place. Of course, Clayton was injured, didn't get his full complement of games, and that figures into that as well. Marino, and he couldn't hit Tony Martin out in the flat. And again, that ball sailing as it was thrown to the sideline. So each team marching across midfield. Kofer missed from 44. Pete Stoyanovich, who is the leading point maker in the league with 96 points, is this out of his range considering the win.
Look at this. Don Shula sent nobody on the field here. The offense is huddling up. It's 4th down and what? 3, 4 yards?
5.
Make it 5.
Now they're going to go for it at the 35, figuring that a punt wouldn't do him that much good anyway. And who gets the penalty? If it's against the Niners, Miami with a 1st down.
Was it intentional? Did they try to draw him off?
That does seem to be the pattern, doesn't it? If you're already going to punt the ball, why not try to work a call against the defense?
Well, Marino was lobbying, so I think
We have a false start.
Yeah.
On the center. Head bob. 5-yard penalty. still fourth down.
Well, now the punting team will come in.
The center is Ulenig, 63. Oh, that's typical. That's normal. The center looks from behind his legs to make sure the quarterback is lined up. That's not unusual. Ule's been out for several weeks, but that's very typical of a shotgun center in the NFL.
So Reggie Roby, the strong-legged punter from Iowa, missed part of this year with his own injuries. Fair catch, Alan Grant at the 14-yard line. And with it a timeout, 6:34 remaining in a scoreless first quarter.
At some point, it was decided we should all have to wear clothes. But hey, we can still have fun. Life.
I have to admit, I'm a little surprised.
About what?
I just never thought I'd see you in anything but a BMW or Lexus.
Me neither.
Airbag? Leather? This is quality. Expensive?
About 10, 15,000 less than the BMW or Lexus. I think it feels just as good.
What? Oh, there's Pontiac Bonneville. It's amazing.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Fruit of the Loom, clothes for the best of your life. By Pontiac and your nearby Pontiac dealers, we are driving excitement. By Schick Tracer, it traces every curve on your face. And by Miller Genuine Draft Light, the cold filtered light with smooth draft taste, GD Light.
Welcome back. It's raining harder. Wind not quite as gusty at the moment. 6:34 left in the first quarter. Steve Young takes over at the 15-yard line. Dexter Carter to the 20-yard line. Carter, who returned to the 49ers last week against Philadelphia and caught a touchdown pass. Jeff Cross made the stop for Miami.
Now, Dick, this is the second time we've seen a reverse. Second time we've seen a reverse in this kind of weather with the wind and the rain. Very standard play. No use pushing and shoving if you can get around the defense. We saw Rice run the reverse for a pickup. Now Dexter Carter for a nice pickup. We should see a lot of that today.
Jamie Williams and Amp Lee, late substitutions for the 49ers. 12 on the play clock for Young. Plenty of time. On 2nd and 4, play action. Young to Rice, and a first down at the 33. 12 more for Jerry Rice.
The crossing pattern, a staple of the San Francisco 49ers offense. And Rice is heralded by his teammates as being fearless inside. A lot of receivers will shorten up arms, slow down a little bit, running across the middle of the defense where the linebackers live. He's never shied away from being in there.
And I don't care what your employment is. When your fellow workers say he has a tremendous work ethic, he's a model, you have to admire him. And in this case, for the NFL and for the 49ers, it's Jerry Rice.
Every player on the team agrees.
No one works harder. Barely got the play off on first down. And it's Jamie Williams, the backup tight end, former Houston Oiler. Nope, doesn't hang on. Offerdahl in there to strip it away with others.
This is like 98 bullet, you know, stick it in his face mask. But unfortunately, well, that should be a catch. I think both feet were on the ground. He was spun around. I think clearly that was a catch. Maybe last season that was a catch. But Offerdahl on the tackle. Encouraging news from Miami. He's playing to this point. Still in there.
4:47 left. No score here in the opening quarter. And another reverse. This is Carter drawing a crowd just shy of the 35-yard line. A gain of maybe one. Lewis Oliver leading the pack for Miami. Montana and Young. And of course the controversy for several years regarding Steve Young. In fact, would he be traded? There were heavy rumors he'd go to the Raiders. Montana was the MVP in '89 with those sensational numbers. 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But look at Young this year. Almost the same. and is Young at this point the MVP in this league. Some might argue that.
Yeah, he and Emmitt Smith, I think, are the two logical candidates, with Barry Foster being the third.
Yeah, I hear Pittsburgh crying for Barry Foster. No, John Taylor, right in his hands, the veteran, unable to haul it in, and rain comes down even harder.
Now, unfortunately, there's a real fashion statement going on in the NFL for about the last 6 or 8 years, and you see it there. The gloves, in this weather, they are worthless. Get rid of them.
Wilmsmeyer, the rookie from Louisville. Scott Miller, played at UCLA, stands back at the Dolphin 29.
There we go. Sweet snap. Yes.
Dying kick. That wind just smacking that one down. And we'll be down at the 38-yard line. When we return, it'll be Marino and Miami going to work from their 38. No score.
This man's incredibly close, comfortable shave comes from the Norelco razor. But to see how he got it, we must go back to when he began shaving. Not just above the skin, but below it. Here, our lift and cut system lifts the hair so when it's cut, it can drop below skin level without the blades touching your face. Try it, and you'll keep going back to Norelco for a perfect shave. Norelco, we make close comfortable.
Just because you got 2.3 kids. Just because you got a house, a lawn, and a mortgage. Just because you're now a responsible adult. You still know how to have a good time. Don't you? The new Grand Am Sports Sedan.
Man, I'm having a problem with this thing.
Ask the brain.
For anyone who ever had to put anything together under pressure, we've got something special for you. The KFC Holiday Meal Deal. Feed a family of 4 with our delicious chicken, large mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, and 4 hot baked biscuits.
Where does this
Plus,
go?
You get a free savings book worth up to $75 on selected Mattel toys at Toys R Us or participating retailers. The KFC Special $9.99 Holiday Meal Deal.
Welcome back to Candlestick Park. Second half of our doubleheader, and you saw the emotional victory, most of you, the Jets at Buffalo, and that certainly was a heartening score for Miami, because the Dolphins, should they upset San Francisco today, move into a first-place tie. And if you work it out far enough, Don Shula's team might have some advantages over Buffalo in the tiebreakers, best record in the conference being the most obvious. So a huge game for Miami. San Francisco already clinching a playoff berth. And that's why the opposing teams in the NFL have been starving on the ground. The 49ers stuffed the run. You see Tim Harris and young Ted Washington.
This is not a huge defensive line as defensive lines go. They got a lot of 275-pound players. Pierce Holt's about 275. Look at him just shove people back in the offensive line. They're standing them up at the line of scrimmage, not allowing the Miami offensive linemen any movement.
So Keith the long 59 really filled the hole. Take out Page. Marino, and a solid catch. And struggling is Jackson to the 45, carrying Romanowski with him.
In games like this, tight ends, fullbacks out in the flat, huge players in a game like this. Watch Romanowski on the coverage with Keith Jackson. They're holding him up, which is a very smart thing to do against a talented athlete like Keith Jackson. But the tight end should get a lot of business today, along with the fullback.
Considering the weather, that was a tough catch by Jackson, and brings up 3rd and 4. Drops the ball. I think that was more running before he caught it than it was the weather, as Thane Gash came up to cover.
Nick, it might also be, now Bobby Humphrey is used to coming in a special package of players. Now he's playing 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. It can certainly affect your concentration. He just runs a little circle route out through the middle. The ball's not thrown particularly well. Got a little out of round, as quarterbacks call it, but should have been caught.
Well, the weather reflected in the punt so far. 25 by Roby and 27 by Wilmsmeyer. Roby lines this one toward Alan Grant. Good roll for Miami. Too good. Too good. Touchback at the 20, and a flag is down. 55-35 on the net for Roby, who is averaging 45 this year. The familiar signal of the block or push in the back, which will take it to the 10-yard line for the 49ers.
Illegal block in the back. Number 31 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Thane Gash, the culprit. Former Cleveland Brown. 2:17 remaining in the first quarter. It continues to rain in San Francisco. No score.
This may look like a typical light beer, and some typical friends enjoying a typical day in the park. But this is no typical day in the park. And this doesn't taste like a typical light beer, because this is cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft Light. So there's nothing typical about it.
Shaving would be simple, and any razor would do, if your face was square. But your face has curves. Presenting the revolutionary Schick Tracer, the only razor with twin blades that flex. Compared to other razors, Schick Tracer puts more of the blade edge against your skin. So, for real faces, like yours, Schick Tracer, we're changing the face of shaving.
Yeah, I looked at the BMW and the Lexus. And? I drove this. The power, the handling, the control. It was incredible. Really? It's got leather, ABS, dual airbags. It's even supercharged. I could have spent a lot more on the BMW or the Lexus. But why? What is this? The new Pontiac SSEI.
We are driving.
Very nice.
Excitement, Pontiac.
They invited them into their lives. Now they may never get them out. Emma Samms, Parker Stevenson, Shadow of a Stranger, NBC Monday.
Welcome back. Bob and I will be in Buffalo for the Denver-Buffalo game next Saturday, and immediately after NFL action, the Heisman Memorial Trophy Award Show. Reggie in alphabetical order. Reggie Brooks at Notre Dame, Marshall Falk, San Diego State, Garrison Hurst at Georgia, Gino Torretta. Miami are those that should be getting most of the votes. We hope you'll join us. From the 10-yard line, final minutes of the first quarter, and Young throws, and the catch by Taylor at the 30-yard line. Troy Vincent makes the tackle.
Boy, Dick, any kind of weather, these San Francisco receivers are big, strong, tough. They go inside, and to this point, San Francisco nor Miami making no concession to the rain.
Not running it, they're going to throw it. And maybe as the game has progressed, in the old days, you ran the ball when it snowed or rained, and I guess coaches through the years have found that rain helps the offense more than the defense.
Yeah, that wind, though, held the ball up. That took a long time to get to Taylor. That was a great catch.
After the 20-yard pass play, Tom Rathman, a rare carry, gets about 3. Rathman not used much on the ground this year, 174 yards rushing. He's caught 40 passes. Offerdahl met him after a short game.
Those two guys, I don't believe, know each other very well, Rathman and Offerdahl. But would you agree they would be great friends off the field?
They would indeed. Inseparable. They're the same personality. They love to play. They're modest in their own way, quiet and tough.
And leaders.
Final minute, first quarter, no score, 2nd and 8. Young to the sidelines, caught. And it counts at the 46-yard line, and Mike Sherrard makes the play. Troy Vincent, the Miami defender.
They are making it look so easy here, Dick. Young has excellent time. There was a blitz by Offerdahl, 56, picked up well. Little arch in the ball. Very, very tough to get that ball to the sideline. Watch Offerdahl here. This is Miami's not a blitzing team.